Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video is going to be a collab with Alice Lynn. I love being a Grammy, and I will have her channel and her video linked in my description box. Now, Alice and I initially met doing the Rocker Chick group collab, and we became very good friends, and we collabed for the first time with one another last month, and we had so much fun doing the Perfect Fall Eye Look collab that Alice said, you know what, I think we should do this together every month. And I said, Alice, I am totally down for that. Alice is beautiful. She is funny. She does so many different cool things on her channel. She's very real, very genuine, very down to earth, and I so enjoy her content, and I love the fact that we have become such good friends. So we will be doing monthly collabs together on the 15th of every month. Now, this collab is the All About Fall Q&A with A&E. That's kind of our theme, is the Q&A with A&E. And because it's the fall time, we thought that would be perfect to answer some fall time questions. I came up with 20 questions just about different things about the season, the weather, the holidays, kind of a hodgepodge of questions here. And while we answer those questions, we will be creating an eye look. Now, I took a couple pictures of palettes that I have in my collection, and she did the same thing. We exchanged those pictures with each other, and then the goal was to choose a palette for one another along with the shades that we'll be using for our eye looks today. So what did Alice choose for me? She chose the BPerfect Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. Holy cow. And we were going to do like a more fall-esque type look, but we just did that last month. So Alice said, can we just choose whatever shades we want for each other? And I said, yes, we can. We are the masters of our own ships here, Alice. We can do whatever we want. So she came up with these 5 shades for me to use for my look today. We have this shade here called the Deep, kind of a royal blue matte, gorgeous. And then we have this one called Lagoon, kind of a turquoisey blue matte. Then we have Vanilla here. This is kind of like a champagne shimmer. Blue Moon, that's more of like a purpley blue shimmer. It is gorgeous. I have used that shade before and I love it. And then she chose this shade here called Black Beach, a black matte. Now, these 3 shades and this one, I don't know that I've ever used those before. I might have used Black Beach. I know I've used that one, like I said, and I am so excited to create this look. I love this palette. All the shades I've used in here so far have worked amazingly well. So yes, Alice, thank you so much for choosing this palette for me to use. Now, I do have the Color Story swatched on my arm here for you guys. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really excited to create a look using these shades. I'm getting over my fear of blue shades, so this is going to be really fun. I hope I do a good job. I hope I do Alice proud. So if you guys are ready to watch me create a look for my All About Fall Q&A A&E collab with Alice using the BPerfect Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, let's get started with this look for my collab with Alice, the Q&A with A&E All About Fall. And I'm going to be using this palette right here, the BPerfect Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to start off with this shade here called Lagoon, and I'm going to put that in my transition area, maybe in my outer V a little bit too. And I do have my questions written down right here so that I could stay on track here, because I would forget 20 questions. There's no way I would remember all those. And I'm going to be using my Real Techniques brush. So the first question is, what fall scent is the best? And I would say pumpkin spice. I love pumpkin spice. I love pumpkin spice lattes. Now, I don't like pumpkin pie. It's not that I don't like the smell of pumpkin pie or the idea of pumpkin pie. I just don't like the texture of it. It's just kind of gross to me. I liked it as a kid, but as an adult, it's just kind of mushy, and the consistency reminds me of snot, and I am not a fan of snot. You guys are like, that's really gross. And it is really gross, but I just think pumpkin pie is really gross. And I know a lot of you probably really love pumpkin pie, and that's wonderful, but for me, it's just not my favorite. However, pumpkin spice is one of my favorite scents. I love to get the little wax cubes for my Scentsy pot. I have a little wax burner, little pot that's shaped like an owl. It's so cute. And I love when the fall comes around, because then I can go get my little pumpkin square wax squares and my little apple spice and cinnamon spice and all that fun stuff. So anything that's kind of like fruity yet spicy, that's my favorite fall scent. Number 2, what is your favorite fall activity? And I love to go for walks in the fall leaves. Even if it's raining, I love to do that. My husband and I love to go for walks together on the weekends. And a couple of years ago, we went for a walk in the fall downtown, and it was pouring down rain. I mean, pouring. We just got absolutely soaked. But we got coffees, and we went and got a donut at this place called Voodoo Donuts that's downtown that has the best donuts ever. And it was just a really nice romantic day. A fall walk in the rain. It was wonderful. Number 3, what is your fondest fall memory of your childhood? And I have mentioned this in another video, but I used to have a big wheel. It's like a big trike that's really loud and obnoxious. And I would race that sucker down the street and fly through my neighbor's leaf pile. They did not like that at all. They would get really angry. But the couple that lived in that house, they were just kind of grumpy and mean. And so my friends and I just always thought that would be really fun to go do that. And it was really fun. But I'll never forget getting screamed at by my neighbors to get out of their leaf pile. And we would put cards in the spoke of the big wheel, and it would make this really loud, like tick, 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 tick sound. Oh my gosh, my poor neighbors. They were just like, could you stop doing that? But that is something that I always think of when I am driving like home from work and I'll see the leaf piles. I'll think, oh yeah, I used to ride through those on my big wheel. Number 4, what fall holiday do you enjoy the most? And I really like Halloween. Love Halloween, and I love Thanksgiving too. So I don't know that I have a favorite necessarily out of the two. I like them both the same, and I think I'm pretty much done. I might go around the edge of that with just a plain brush with nothing on it after I get everything put together here. But now I'm going to go into this shade here called the Deep, this darker blue shade. I'm going to put this in my outer V and into my transition area, just deepen that up a little bit. Number 5, would you rather go to a corn maze or a haunted house? Oh, God. My husband and I actually just went to a corn maze a couple weekends ago. Really fun. I thought we were going to stay in there forever because I kind of got lost, but that's kind of the fun of it. Although I get kind of panicky. I get kind of like claustrophobic and I'm like, okay, we got to get out of here. My husband's like, calm down. We're just in a little corn maze, honey. Now, haunted houses. I've been through one when I was in the 8th grade, like a true haunted house. I've been to one, like I've been to other like kiddie kind of haunted houses that weren't very scary. But in the 8th grade, we had this local company that would put on these haunted houses. It was called Scream in the Dark. And they would put like, I don't know, mobile homes together, I guess is what they were. They would have people dressed up as all kinds of crazy, scary things. And then, you know, you would go through. Well, they would grab a hold of you and get like right in your face and just totally terrify the people that were going through. And one time when I was in the 8th grade, I think, I punched a kid in the face because he grabbed a hold of me and it scared me. And I didn't think about it. I just turned around and just slugged him right in the face. I was like, oh, good. And I ended up getting escorted out of Scream in the Dark. I just don't like to have scary thing. Like I love watching scary movies, but a haunted house is a whole different ballgame for me. I just don't like having people like right up in my face trying to scare me or grabbing a hold of me. Absolutely terrified me. Number 6, if you could see the leaves change anywhere in the world, where would you go? And I love it in Oregon in the fall. I love the way the leaves look when they change. I mean, I think leaves are leaves. They change everywhere in the world. So I don't think like, you know, Oregon's anything super special necessarily. But because we have so many trees here and they're all over the place, it's really fun to see the leaves change here. So I'm pretty happy here in Oregon, but I would like to go to the East Coast, like to Boston, Park the Car and the Harvard Yard. I would love to go to Boston, Massachusetts, and be a little leaf peeper and go and see the leaves there too. That would be really fun. And I am just going to go back in with my Real Techniques brush, not add any extra product, and just kind of blend the edge of that darker blue shade out. Number 7, what is your favorite fall drink? And that, of course, would be pumpkin spice lattes. I typically get those at Starbucks. We do have some other coffee places around town, but their pumpkin spice lattes just are not as good as Starbucks. So I typically, if I'm gonna get a pumpkin spice latte, I go to Starbucks. We do have like Dutch Brothers here, which I'm not a huge Dutch Brothers fan. I mean, they're okay, but I don't know. The amount of caffeine in those coffees, I feel like they really up the caffeine and I end up a jittery mess. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go into the shade here called Blue Moon with my little flat brush here. I'm going to get that sprayed and ready to rock and roll. Number 8, do you decorate your house for fall or fall holidays? Yes and no. I did do that this year. I did do that. I decorated for Halloween and for fall, the little decorations I got in my Dollar Tree haul video. I did put those out and oh my God, that is absolutely gorgeous. And I do have my Halloween decorations out still. I need to take those down. It's after Halloween. And that's the problem, is that I will decorate and then I leave things up for way too long. And my husband's like, honey, can we put this stuff up now? He knows that like I would probably freak out if he did it, which is stupid, but I kind of am a little bit of a control freak about stuff like that. So yes, I will be taking those down soon, hopefully. Number 9, do you carve or paint pumpkins for Halloween? I do both. Well, okay. I don't really carve them anymore, but when I was a kid, we would always carve our pumpkins, always. And then when I had kids, we kind of did a little bit of both. We would carve them and paint them. A couple of years ago, or no, I guess it was last year, we did have a garden. We didn't grow a garden this year. But we had some pumpkins and some squash left over. And I did paint those for Halloween, and I put those on our front porch. So that was cute. That was really cute. But I did not do that this year. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done with that. However, I do want to deepen up my outer corner just a little bit, and I think I will use the black mat called Black Beach here. And let me grab a brush, and I will answer another question. Number 10 is, what do you like least about fall? What do I like least about fall? I love fall. Fall is my favorite season. I mean, it rains a lot here in Oregon in the fall, and I do like the rain, but it does get a little obnoxious after a while, you know? It's kind of like, okay. It's really gray here for basically the entire month of October into November, into December, into January. I mean, you know, the grayness does get a little bit old after a while. So yeah, I would say that would probably be my least favorite thing about fall. I do get a little down in the dumps sometimes in the fall. I think it's just because it's so gray all the time. I used to always go tanning in the fall. I don't do that anymore. I'm much kinder to my skin than I used to be. Ew, that deepened up very nicely, but I do want to go back in with this brush with the deep shade. Just add a little bit of that, just kind of, I don't know, blend that black shade out a little bit so it's not quite so... let's see. Number 11, what is your Thanksgiving like and how do you spend the day? So on Thanksgiving in the morning, my family and I, my husband and I and my kids and their partners, we will go over to my dad's house and have breakfast and hang out with him for the majority of the day, like into the afternoon. We don't really do like a whole Thanksgiving feast with him just because he's by himself and he doesn't really like to do the cleanup. Although we've told him a million times we will do the cleanup, but my dad's kind of stubborn, kind of set in his ways, and so we just basically make breakfast together, which is really nice, really fun, really mellow. We're basically just all in our pajamas. It's really fun. We just sit around, pig out on like, you know, scrambled eggs, bacon, hash browns, toast, all that kind of fun stuff. And I usually will make my dad a big thing of apple crisp, like a big, what do you call it? Just container, I guess. I don't know, pan of apple crisp. I love making that for him and he loves it. So that's something that we always do. I always do for him on Thanksgiving. Now I'm gonna go back in with this brush and just kind of blend that out a little bit more. After that, we typically will come home for a little bit, kind of regroup, and then my husband and I will go over to his family's house, his parents' house, and have Thanksgiving dinner. And my daughter will usually go to her husband's side of the family. And then my son will either come along with my husband and I to my in-laws' house, or he will go with his sister over to her husband's family's house. So I did put some concealer on down here, kind of clean things up a little bit. I wanted to do my lower lash line. I will start off with my lower waterline, and I'm going to be using this. This is the Milani Stay Put Waterproof Eyeliner in Fixed on Plum. And of course, I will answer another question. Number 12, what are you the most thankful for this year? Many things, but one of the things I'm the most thankful for is my grandson. It's just so wonderful having him in our family now. It's amazing. And, you know, holidays have been pretty hard for us since my mom passed away a little over 6 years ago. So the focus, you know, has kind of shifted a little bit. I mean, of course, we always will remember my mom and miss my mom and wish she was here with us. Of course, I mean, that's never going to end. It's always going to be hard for us in some way, shape, or form, always. But to have my grandson here has brought a lot of light and joy and happiness into our life. And so, you know, we're kind of focusing on that for the holiday season, just to kind of, you know, have him have his first holidays with us. Really fun. I'm very thankful for my family, very thankful. I mean, everybody's doing really well. My dad's gone through some health stuff, but right now he's doing great. You know, my husband and I are very happy. My kids are doing really good. They're really happy in their lives and they're very successful and just, you know, doing great. Now let's do the lower lash line. I'm going to go into this shade here called Lagoon and put that across the lower lash line. Number 13, what is your favorite fall dessert? And I would say Dutch apple pie. Oh, I love that. Like I said, I don't like pumpkin pie. I also love apple crisp. I make that every year for Thanksgiving. I give my dad a big pan of that, and then I usually will make some for us too. For my husband and I and my kids and stuff. Number 14, would you rather go for a walk in the fall rain or sit next to a warm fire? Both. I would love to go for a walk in the fall rain and then come home and sit in front of a fire. I do have a gas fireplace. It just, you know, it looks like it's lighting logs on fire, but it's not real. But it's very nice and it warms the house up really well. So yeah, I would say, could we do both? That would be really fun. Go for a lovely walk in the fall rain and then come home with some hot cocoa or hot tea or pumpkin spice latte. Get all nice and bundled up and sit in front of the fire. That'd be wonderful. Number 15, would you prefer watching a fall-themed romantic comedy or a scary Halloween horror movie? Scary Halloween horror movie. I do like romantic comedies too. But I love scary movies. I love them. They're so fun. Which is really weird. Like I just said, I don't like going into haunted houses, but I do like watching scary movies. I don't know. I think the haunted house part of it's just a little too real for me. And I can kind of like maybe disconnect from a scary movie. I don't know. Although sometimes scary movies totally freak me out. Doesn't happen very often because I've seen so many and a lot of them are really dumb. Now I'm going to deepen that up a little bit on the lower lash line, grab a different brush, and I'm going to go into the deep and put that down over the top of that a little bit. Number 16, are there any fall projects you're working on? No, no. I mean, I do some crafty stuff on occasion. I like to cross stitch. I like to do what's called quilling, but I haven't done either in a really long time. My channel has just kind of taken over that part of my life, you know, like my creative outlet. So I don't really do those things anymore. I would like to start doing them again. And this time of year is always fun to do stuff like that because you're just kind of sitting around, you know, in your jammies or your sweats or whatever, kind of bundled up on the couch, watching a movie. And it is fun to get like cross-stitching stuff out and or whatnot and do things like that. But I don't know, maybe I will. I don't know, I'd like to do that. I just don't do it. I was trying to decide if I wanted to put some black on the lower lash line. Should I? Maybe just a little bit out here. Yeah, I think I will. I'm just going to go in with this brush and go into the black shade, Black Beach, and put a little bit of that, just a little bit, towards the outer part of the lower lash line. Number 17, do you go to a local pumpkin patch in the fall? Yes, we do. We have an orchard pretty close to where I live. It's about, I don't know, maybe a 10-minute drive. We just went out there a couple weekends ago, went through the corn maze, and then we also got some apple cider and a, what was it? Peach and rhubarb pie. Ooh, which I'd never had that combo before. And it was absolutely incredible. It was so yummy. Really, really good. And it's a really cute orchard. And they have like, you know, little wagons that you can go on like hay rides. They like take you through the orchard that's full of little hay bales. Really fun. We didn't do that. And then they also have this like, they're like barrels that have been cut to be like seats and they're painted like a cow, like black and white. And they take little kids on rides through the orchard too. And that's really fun. I used to do that with my kids when they were little. So now let's go and do the inner corner with the shade called Vanilla. I'm going to grab my little brush for that and I will spray that because it's pretty flaky. And let's answer question number 18. What was your favorite Halloween costume you dressed in as a kid? Okay, so I was obsessed, absolutely obsessed with Bigfoot. I dressed up as Bigfoot for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years in a row. And I also dressed up, and Dion will get a kick out of this, as Laura Ingalls. I had a Laura Ingalls costume. It was like a dress, kind of a, you know, old-fashioned type dress with the bonnet, and then a Laura Ingalls mask. And it looked a little crazy. It was like, like, oh my gosh. With these like plastic blonde braids that came out like that. Oh, kind of like Pippi Longstocking. But what was really fun is when I had my kids dressing them up for Halloween. That was great. I had so much fun doing that. I love this inner corner shade. I love all these shades. They're just incredible. And I think I'm going to pop a little bit of this underneath my brow too. Why not? Just a little bit. That'd look really cool to kind of brighten that area up. And then let's answer question number 19. What are some goals you have between now and next fall? I really want to start working out again. I was doing that very religiously for a long time, and I just stopped doing it. And I don't know why I stopped doing it. I was swimming. Well, I know why I stopped swimming. It was because of COVID. They closed the pool down, and you know, I just couldn't go back. But I can go back now, and I really want to do that. I don't know. I just don't do it. I get used to just doing what I do, and I don't know. But I really know that I would feel a lot better and look better if I would work out. So I really want to do that. And then I also really want to dial my diet in. I mean, I'm not really a good dieter. I've tried, you know, everything under the sun, and I just don't stick to it. But I do know, you know, there's certain foods you should eat and certain foods you shouldn't eat. And so that's kind of what I want to do too, is just really dial my eating in. I'm never going to be a teeny tiny size 2. I never have been, but I definitely want to just feel more fit and just feel better. That's my goal. And that looks great. But I do want to grab just a plain, nothing on it, brush, and just kind of blend that out just a little bit right there. And I will answer the very last question. Describe fall in one word. And I would say beautiful. I think fall is absolutely gorgeous. Here in Oregon, I know I said this before, it's just wonderful to live in Oregon in the fall because things are just so beautiful. I'm going to take a couple pictures of what I see, you know, some fall leaves, some trees around me. I'm going to pop them up here just to kind of show you guys. I mean, I know that you guys all live where there's trees and the leaves all change everywhere, but I just want to share that with you guys because it's beautiful here. I think I'm done with this look, you guys. I love how this look came together. Alice, you picked such beautiful shades to create a look with. So I'm going to go off camera, put the rest of my face on, the finishing touches, and I'll come back and show you how everything came together. I am back, and this is the finished look, and I love how this look turned out, and I love the shades that Alice chose for me to use today out of that hugely long titled palette. Oh. Now, I am going to show you guys the palette again, go over what shades I used, we'll discuss it at length, but before I do, I did want to show you guys a few things I used for my finishing touches today. On my lips, I used the Cara Beauty Metal Liquid Lipstick in the shade Lawless. I just went with purple. I was going to go with blue, but I just did that not very long ago with my for my Ozzy Osbourne video. So I don't know. I just decided to grab a purple lipstick. I have a set of these. You guys know I've used these a lot on my channel, and I love them. I don't know how well this shade goes with the eye look. I was thinking like, okay, well, I'll match my lip color to the lower waterline shade, but I don't even know if that you can even tell that I did that. But I really love these. I do. I love them. And then for my mascara, I used the Banger mascara from Makeup Mecca that my friend Linda sent to me. We met each other through Instagram, and she lives in Sweden. She sent me a lot of really fun makeup products, and this is one of my absolute favorite mascaras ever that I've ever used. And then for my upper lid liner, I did use the Rimmel London Scandaleyes Precision Micro Eyeliner in the shade Black. Very nice fine tip. You can make a thin line, a thicker line, very affordable. I love using this eyeliner. Okay, let's talk about the palette again. Are you ready? This is the BPerfect Cosmetics Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. And I don't even know if I say that in the right order, but there you have it. And the 5 shades that Alice chose for me to use today for this look are Lagoon. I use that in my transition area, a little bit in my outer V and on my lower lash line. I use the Deep to deepen up the outer V into my transition area and also on the lower lash line. I use this called Black Beach to deepen up even more the outer V and also a little bit on the lower lash line. And then I use this shade here called Blue Moon, this beautiful purpley blue, a little bit of pink in there too, shimmer across the lid. Very nice duochrome, triochrome shimmer. And then I used Vanilla as my inner corner shade and then also under my brow a little bit. I love this palette. I don't know why I don't use this every single day. I mean, honestly, I could get rid of all of my other palettes. Well, I wouldn't do that. And I don't know that I really could do that. Yes, I could. Of course I could. That's ridiculous. And just use this all the time. But I don't do that because I'm an eyeshadow palette freak, addict. You know, I got a problem. But I really do want to sit this out on my desk and use this a lot more often. I just haven't really given this palette the love that it truly deserves. You can do so many cool things, fun things, different things with this palette. You know, 1 and done, 2 and done, 12 and done, whatever you want to do. It's so much fun to have a palette like this in my collection. And the mattes that I used work so well together. They blend out really well. They're very pigmented, but they don't like, you know, sometimes with really pigmented shades, like put them on your lid and they just stick and you're like, great, now what am I going to do? But these all blend out beautifully. And the shimmers are stunning, very thick, buttery, opaque. Ugh, I love this palette. Alice, thank you so much for choosing this for me today. I had a blast creating this look. And I really cannot wait to watch Alice's video and hear the answers to the 20 questions that I came up with for our All About Fall Q&A A&E collab. And it's going to be really fun to do this every month. Really, really fun. And I also cannot wait to see what Alice did with the palette and the shades that I chose for her. Cannot wait to watch her look come together. I'm going to have Alice's channel and her video, of course, linked in my description box. And if you guys have not yet gone to Alice's channel and subscribed, please do so. You guys are going to love her. She is such a wonderful human being, such a dear friend to me. And yeah, I'm really happy that she wanted to do this with me every month. I know it's going to be a ton of fun, and I cannot wait till next month. It's going to be great in the months to come after that. Now, I am going to put all the questions that I came up with in the description box, and I think I'm going to tag a few of my friends too. You can do this in whatever format you want to do it. Create an eye look, just sit and do it. Just sit down, do a Mask Monday, whatever you want to do. But I think that'd be really fun if you guys are willing to do this. And even if I don't tag you and you have a channel and you want to do this, please go for it. I would love that. Just tag me so that I can watch and listen to your answers. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you very soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Drop it.